A man stood on the rooftop pretending to jump. By the time firefighters and police arrived at the scene, his accomplice had already disguised himself as one of them, calmly following the firefighters into the building. To avoid drawing attention, Frank waited until they went upstairs before heading to the target location. Then, posing as a firefighter, he tricked all the travel agency staff into leaving because what he wanted to steal was here. Frank quickly took out a metal detector and began scanning one side of the wall, since the bank's gold coin vault was right next door. Once he pinpointed the exact spot, Frank had to break through the wall quickly, because if the police found out, he would face prison time. After about 10 minutes, he successfully smashed a large hole in the wall. Frank then hid the bricks in an office cabinet, pulled out a pre-prepared gas cutting torch, connected it to a disguised tank, and assembled a simple acetylene cutter. He immediately started cutting into the vault with the torch. Once a hole was carved open, Frank retrieved gold coins worth 30 million. To smuggle them out of the police-surrounded building, Frank first hid the coins inside an oxygen tank and covered the broken wall with a painting. But unexpectedly, his accomplice disguised as a homeless man was running out of options. Upon receiving Frank's success signal, he pretended to have a change of heart and decided not to jump. Just as he tried to leave, the negotiator detained him for disturbing public order and insisted on taking him to the station for questioning. But in this critical moment, Frank fortunately arrived just in time.
I'll take him down to the sergeant on duty.
Just as Frank was about to leave carrying the gold, a firefighter called out from behind, asking him to return equipment. To avoid raising suspicion, Frank had to hand over the oxygen tank, filled with gold coins, which meant their theft was on the verge of exposure. So Frank took another risk and went to the fire station. While a firefighter was gathering cooking ingredients, Frank quietly stole his egg beater, because only this could buy time to steal back the gold. When the firefighter returned to cook, he realized the egg beater was missing and had to go to the storage room for a new one. In that brief gap, Frank grabbed their shoe polish and sprayed it all over the kitchen stovetop. The moment the firefighter turned on the flame, the stove burst into fierce fire. Chaos immediately erupted, and Frank sneaked upstairs amid the confusion. To avoid being caught, Frank had to find the gold before the fire was put out. Luckily, the oxygen tank with the coins was heavier, confirming it was the right one. Frank quickly contacted his accomplice, who waited below the west side second-floor window. Frank then lifted the oxygen tank ready to drop it down. But just as they were fully prepared, they realized the tank couldn't fit through the window. This infuriated his accomplice. In this urgent moment, Frank suddenly thought of using a fire hose to transport the gold. His partner below also brought out a baby stroller. Through their seamless teamwork, the gold coins worth 30 million were safely transferred into the vehicle. But to avoid police detection, Frank quickly wiped away any possible fingerprints with a towel. In the end, the two split 15 million each and lived a carefree, wealthy life. That's all for today's movie breakdown. Follow me to watch more in the next episode.